Hey guys, so today we are going to be covering my full thoughts on the LEGO Star Wars Summer 2021 leaks. I did a very quick video yesterday about them and just showing you the images, but this time we can be going over my full thoughts and doing a bit of a very intense breakdown, kind of a full breakdown of these images, and which ones I think are the best and which ones are kind of air. So these are coming from a new Japanese catalog leak. I'm not sure where they first came from. I think it may be Promo Bricks. I saw that they had it in hand, so it could be them. Not too sure on that though. I cannot confirm the original source, but these are of course real. So we'll kind of go in set number order. So we'll start off with the Advent Calendar, which is probably the one people care about the least, I'd say. But you know, it's fine for what it is. I think this would have been an incredible place to put in a Cobb Vanth minifigure, and it's apparently missing. But the only exclusive minifigures we do have are a Santa, Mando, and Baby Yoda, which looks so good. And there's also the first official build for Baby Yoda's cradle, and you know, it looks pretty good honestly. Happy there's an official build for that. Hopefully we get it in the right colours. But that Santa, Baby Yoda, and Santa Mando looks very good. The Mando is just the same but with a red scarf print, and well, I'm pretty sure that the Baby Yoda will just be the same print, but just in different colours. Other than that, there's an E-Web, a mini Tusken Ballista, a mini TIE Fighter, and a mini Moff Gideon's Cruiser. However, from these, we know that there will be at a maximum 13 of these 24 numbered days that we can see in this image here. So let's move on to one that I think people will care about more. This is the 75310 Mandalore Throne and Vault. This includes Darth Maul and Ahsoka Tano, and also the Vault Maul's Captain and the Throne. And this is disappointing. I honestly think that my model looks better, and I don't usually say that. That's not being biased or anything, because I try not to be, but I don't really like that, I feel. Like, the minifigures are great and worthwhile buying the set, and the vault looks pretty cool. There should have been a red thing for the window, but the throne, as it's cool, it's not really a jewel set, which was what I was expecting, and it's pretty basic. Like, honestly, it looks like a 4+ set, so a bit disappointed by that one, I'd say. Not terrible. I think it's definitely worth buying for a $20 US price, the small set of the Wave. It's not bad, it's just kind of minimalistic, I feel. Speaking of minimalistic, I think we're going to get into the next one of some pretty low designs, but that's where we move into the ITT. Here's the 75311 ITT, or as it will be called, the Thetrexler Marauder. And it's, you know, fine. It's not the actual ITT design, it's the one from the Mandalorian, being the Thetrexler Marauder. It comes with Grief Cargo, great minifigure, the Mordor Trooper and the Stormtroopers, which are also great. Still don't like the helmet. But the build is fine, I think. It is quite sturdy, I feel. It's kind of weirdly designed in a way that I don't like, and I'm usually perfectly fine with studs. Studs don't bother me. But this it does for some reason. I'm not too sure why. It's just not great. It doesn't look good, I feel. It's also kind of the mismatch of colours that kind of bugs me. I feel like it just doesn't look good. So that's a real problem to me. I can't really explain it, but I think some people will also feel like this, just because, I don't know, I think you can tell that it's not a very smooth and okay looking design, and I'm usually quite optimistic when it comes to LEGO, but I feel very pessimistic now for some reason, which is very interesting. And it's only really 2 sets, which I actually don't like, the ITT being one of them, and we'll get to the other one soon. But, you know, it's just interesting to me. Let's move on anyways to a set which I do really like. This is actually the Downscaled Slave one, which is honestly my favourite set of this wave, I think, which is very surprising, because this was the one I was least excited for. But it just looks really cool. Way cooler than I was expecting, with Also an amazing minifigure selection I wasn't expecting because they weren't rumoured, but it's based on the Mandalorian with the Mandalorian himself and a new Boba Fett with arm printing, and it looks so cool. This will be like the Book of Boba Fett, and just, oh, there was a torso leak like an hour before this stuff dropped, and I was like, it's probably fake. It looks fake. Nothing can be that detailed for Lego, but well, they haven't disappointed, and you know, I think I might have a reason to pick this one up now, and it's just a pretty cool set. There's only one which I think outmatches it. Anyways, we have already seen the Bad Batch shuttle, so I'll move on to probably my least favourite set, which is very disappointing, but it's the Moff Gideon's light cruiser. I don't think this looks very good. I think some people will be happy with it, but I'm just not. I think that the bridge is way too oversized, and there's probably just storage for minifigures and that's it. And maybe I can look past it in official images, but I feel like the spring-loaded shooters in there are very forced on the cannons. They look way too oversized, in my opinion, and the proportions are just really off. Other than that, I think it's okay. The study design kind of bugs me, again with the studs, which is quite interesting for me. But, you know, thinking of the First Order Star Destroyer, they used tiles and studs at the same time, which looked really good and gave it more detail, but they're just not using it for this, which is honestly really disappointing. But, you know, other than that, I can kind of look past it, apart from some of the minifigures, and most of them are okay, but there are a few that stand out. So in this you get 6 minifigures, being the Child, the Mandalorian, and Cara Dune, which is great to see. Fennec Shand, Moff Gideon, and a Dark Trooper. The Dark Trooper uses the new Wrecker mold, and it shouldn't have been a minifigure in my opinion. I think that's a new helmet mold. I can't tell if it's a helmet that goes over a head or just a whole new mold. Not sure on that. The Fennec Shand looks pretty good though, I will admit. It looks quite nice. Hopefully it comes with a hairpiece as well. And the Moff Gideon, well, at least in these blurry images, doesn't look good. There's no leg printing, which is quite disappointing. And from the face print, it looks more like a Finn face print. Like, I feel like it might be a reused design for someone else, which is really disappointing. It looks too young, but, you know, I'll leave that to when there's official images. Also, the Darksaber's a bit disappointing that it's not a new mold, but, you know, it's kind of to be expected. No real problems other than that. But overall, Moff Gideon's cruiser, very disappointing, but not a terrible, worthless set. Probably my second or favourite set is the Mandalorian Fighter. It looks really good. I love the dark blue and blue contrast, and it honestly looks better than I thought. When I first saw it, I was kind of like, ugh, that's a strange colour, because I was expecting the white. There was a room that it would be more blue, but I didn't expect it to be this much blue, but I actually kind of like it. I'm not sure if there is white on it or it's just like a light grey, but it does look really cool, I think. No real problems from me on that side, especially with the minifigures, which look really incredible. You got Gar Saxon with a new helmet mold. I think that could be reused for the armourer. I wouldn't be surprised. I think that horn length is about the right size. Bo-Katan also looks really good. I will admit that's probably the best figure. It's between her and Gar Saxon, and then the other Mandalorian looks pretty good as well. Quite a unique design. I was expecting like a Death Watch Trooper, but it's kind of more like one you'd see in a Mandalorian battle pack. So yeah, I think the minifigures are great, the overall set is great, a pretty flawless set. However, those are all the sets, and honestly, I think I have been pretty pessimistic over these. But overall, I mean, it's a pretty good solid wave with some pretty great sets. There is still more to come. I might do a video on that. I know I did lots of videos on that kind of stuff, but, you know, I think it's appropriate to do one on that. Official images next week or so, definitely. And I think a lot of these will benefit from official images, like they always do. Like, if any of us are kind of disappointed in these or think they look bad, official images always make them look better, and then of course later on, in hand, makes them look even better. So some of these look a bit disappointing, but I think they're going to be okay, because this is a great wave on paper and a pretty good wave on sites as well. However, those have been my full thoughts. Let me know down below all your thoughts as well, because I'm really interested in that kind of stuff. However, that will be all for today. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please remember to like and subscribe. That will be all, folks. Goodbye.